We have commentators laughing at this.
Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it blocked.
They realized that they were laughing and then quickly stopped themselves like, oh, I can't laugh. I'm live right now. I can't laugh. I'm live right now. Let me let me get real serious.
The basketball world is witnessing yet another puzzling chapter in what may be the most bewildering endorsement deal in recent memory. Angel Reese continues to make headlines, though not always for the right reasons, as her on-court moments have analysts reaching for the remote rather than the replay. With her signature Reebok shoes slated for release in 2026, industry insiders are quietly speculating whether this might become the costliest misstep since the ill-fated gamble on the XFL. Part 1. When Angel Reese steps onto the court, statisticians across the country brace themselves, and not out of excitement. In her sophomore season, she's accomplished something almost impressive in its improbability, converting just 31.5% of her layup attempts, despite ranking third in the league for most layups taken. Let that sink in. This is a 6', 3" professional athlete consistently missing shots that high school JV players make with their eyes closed.
The Washington Mystics just put belt to ass on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Sonia Citron was out there cooking with hot grease. Stir the pot, stir the pot. Keep cooking, Sonia. That was a show. She put on a flat out show versus Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Boy, did they ruin Angel Reese's homecoming.
When Angel Reese steps onto the court, statisticians across the country brace themselves, and not out of excitement. In her sophomore season, she's accomplished something almost impressive in its improbability, converting just 31.5% of her layup attempts, despite ranking third in the league for most layups taken. Let that sink in. This is a 6', 3" professional athlete consistently missing shots that high school JV players make with their eyes closed.
The Chicago Bravado once again got their ass kicked. Angel Reese was so bad last night, the announcers calling the game, they were laughing at her performance. Check out some highlights for yourself. Well, KC, you always do this. You select a couple of bad plays and try to convince us that Angel Reese isn't a superstar.
Angel Reese's inefficiency at point-blank range has reached levels that border on the mathematically absurd, transforming her into an unintentional comedy act. In one unforgettable sequence against the New York Liberty, she missed 4 straight putback attempts in just 12 seconds, 2 of them swatted away for good measure. The clip exploded online faster than a TikTok trend, but not for any highlight-worthy reasons. Instead, it became a viral case study in how to turn a routine basketball play into accidental performance art.
It was an epic embarrassment, bro. Remember, this is a pro basketball player. Won a national championship. Their calling card they'd like to hang over is she beat Caitlin Clark. Remember that. Watch this.
Persistence trying to pay off. Jones gets a piece. Angel Reese won't give up. Jones with another block.
On paper, Angel Reese's 44.4% field goal percentage might seem respectable, until you consider that the majority of her attempts come from right under the rim. For context, professional players usually convert layups at a clip of 70 to 80%. Somehow, Reese has managed to reduce basketball's most basic shot into a statistical coin toss.
Spin cycle, the Angel Reese, face up, oh, here we go, oh snap, cook up, crossover, crossover, right to the rack, and oh, but we got our own rebound. Beautiful, we got our own offensive rebound. Here we go again, a little bit of travel action in there. Oh, and we missed another, but don't worry, we grabbed our second rebound. Let me just posture up real quick, talk my ish. You can't guard me, point forward.
Perhaps the clearest sign of how dire Reese's shooting struggles have become is the reaction from the very people paid to hype every play. NBA and WNBA commentators are seasoned pros, capable of turning a routine free throw into a moment of high drama. But when Angel Reese drives to the basket, even these broadcast veterans can barely disguise their discomfort, often fumbling for words or silence instead of celebration.
With her dominant performances in June, she earned her All-Star selection. But these aren't just a couple of bad plays. These aren't bloopers. These aren't rare moments. This is the norm. The same thing happened last week when the Chicago Bravado got their ass kicked by the Minnesota Lakers. I don't have to convince you that Angel Reese has no impact on winning. Just look at her record, look at her resume in the W.
If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to subscribe, because during a recent game, following yet another baffling miss at the rim, a commentator could be heard audibly chuckling on the broadcast. And this wasn't the lighthearted laugh that follows an unexpected flub, it was the unmistakable sound of professional dismay laced with disbelief. When the very people paid to sell the drama of the game start laughing at your performance, you've crossed a threshold few athletes ever approach. The viral nature of these moments has sparked a mini industry on social media. Compilation videos of Ree's missed layups have racked up millions of views, often accompanied by circus music, slow motion replays, and exaggerated commentary to highlight the sheer absurdity. But this isn't the kind of viral fame that sells sneakers. It's the kind that keeps marketing execs awake at night, wondering where it all went wrong.
Inside, and Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it, blocked.
We go through All-Star break, we come back, 9 turnovers. We sit out with a back injury, we come back, can't make a fundamentally sound layup. Maybe they rushed you back from injury. Tyler Marsh, did you rush her back from injury, Tyler?
While individual struggles can sometimes be overlooked on a winning team, Angel Reese's woes are thrown into stark relief by the Chicago Sky's breathtaking inability to win basketball games. Currently sitting at 721, the Sky have paired Reese's inefficiency with a team performance so lackluster it would embarrass a rec league squad. They're mired in an 8-game losing streak, and perhaps most revealingly, they've gone 0-5 in games without Reese due to her recent back injury. It's a paradox that's hard to ignore. The team can't seem to win with her, but somehow manages to look even worse without her. It's the basketball equivalent of complaining about a broken air conditioner while the entire house is on fire.
No expert in math, but it looks like Angel Reese wins 1 out of every 3 games. If I remember correctly, Angel Reese has beaten a team with a winning record once this season. So you tell me how Angel Reese impacts.
Coach Tyler Marsh has done his best to keep things optimistic, but even his most carefully worded statements can't hide the core problem. The Chicago Sky have built their identity around a player whose most consistent contribution is fueling blooper reels. When your star's highlight package looks like a training video for what not to do at the rim, your championship hopes tend to adjust themselves downward. Reebok's decision to make Angel Reese the face of its basketball reboot only adds another layer to the spectacle. Under Shaquille O'Neal's guidance, the company signed Reese as its flagship athlete and plans to launch her signature shoe in 2026. On paper, it seemed like a smart bet, a young player with a strong social media following and perceived upside. But in practice, that paper plan is starting to fold like an origami disaster. Reebok CEO Todd Krinsky went so far as to compare Reese to icons like Shaquille O'Neal and Allen Iverson, praising her supposed culture-shifting potential. The problem? O'Neal and Iverson were not just influential, they were undeniably great at basketball. The comparison goes from bold to bleak once you realize Reese's most viral plays involve layups that end up somewhere in the 3rd row. Industry insiders are starting to question whether Reebok truly understood the asset they were investing in. Signing an athlete isn't just about current buzz, it's about betting on their trajectory. In Reese's case, that trajectory looks less like a rising star and more like a line drive to the bottom of the rim, followed by yet another bounce out of bounds.
Who I went to school with, I'm not gonna follow people who are not friends of mine, but acquaintances, right? Again, you don't have to, I'm not gonna do that to you. But again, sometimes I'd be looking at their page and bro, you were fucking lucky. Cause I wanted to unfollow you so fucking bad, but again, I'm not no celeb. So I ain't gonna do it. But I low-key be plotting on niggas to unfollow me. Just so I could be like, bitch! I don't even fuck with you like that. For real, for real. And a lot of times I be wanting to unfollow people because a lot of people don't even really post on social.
Perhaps the most merciful twist in this ongoing basketball saga has been Angel Reese's recent back injury, which has sidelined her for several games. While no injury is worth celebrating, her absence has served as an unexpected relief from the weekly barrage of viral clips showcasing fundamental basketball breakdowns. The timing couldn't have been better for everyone involved. It came just as social media reached full saturation with reels of missed layups, giving the basketball world a much-needed break from the secondhand embarrassment of watching a professional struggle with shots most fans could hit at a local gym. For Reebok's marketing team, the hiatus is practically a gift from above. Time to recalibrate their strategy for selling a shoe tied to a player whose most iconic moments involve not scoring. Even more tellingly, the injury conveniently kept Reese out of a matchup against the Indiana Fever, led by Caitlin Clark, her long-standing college rival who's managed to convert hype into actual on-court success. Reese's absence spared viewers from what could have been one of the most lopsided individual showdowns in recent memory, like watching David take on Goliath if David were blindfolded and Goliath had the ball.
He had a good game, 22 points, 13 rebounds, but she shot terribly. She got bailed out so many times, throwing up brick layups, getting phantom foul calls from the refs. She did make 10 of 11 free throws, so that is good. 6 of 16 from the floor is not good at all. 0 of 1 from 3. She was a minus 11. Listen, man, Kiki Area Fan got the better.
From a business standpoint, the Angel Reese saga offers a compelling lesson in how modern athlete endorsements can spectacularly backfire. Reebok has poured considerable resources into a player whose on-court struggles directly contradict the core principle behind sports endorsements that success inspires aspiration. Traditional deals thrive because consumers want to emulate greatness. People buy Michael Jordan shoes to feel a bit of Mike's magic. They grab LeBron James gear to soak up championship energy. But what's the marketing message behind Angel Reese's signature shoes? Miss layups like a pro? In response, the company has shifted focus toward Reese's personality and social media influence, highlighting her unapologetic attitude and cultural impact. While this tactic may resonate with lifestyle brands, it poses a challenge when the product's promise is performance on the court. Selling shoes that supposedly enhance your game becomes difficult when your marquee athlete repeatedly shows that mastering basketball fundamentals might be optional.
Ideas wants to bring in talent to grow Reebok and have people wear it again because no one does. So one of his genius decisions was this. Fucking signing her, Angel Reese. If you don't know who she is, she's the queen of fish out of water going after a rebound that she shot herself and can get in the net ever. She reminds me of a 3-year-old shooting on those little kids' nets and throwing the ball and just completely missing the...
Angel Reese's struggles might be easier to overlook if she had a supporting cast capable of covering her shortcomings. Instead, the Chicago Sky have put together a roster that seems perfectly engineered to spotlight, rather than conceal her limitations. With a team that struggles to generate easy scoring chances, Reese's already questionable shot selection becomes an even bigger liability. The coaching situation only adds to this tangled drama. Tyler Marsh, in his rookie season as head coach, faces the daunting challenge of crafting a winning system around a player whose most consistent contribution appears to be viral social media moments. It's like being handed a sports car with square wheels and told to win the Indy 500. Perhaps most revealingly, the Sky's offensive efficiency has actually ticked up in some areas during Reese's injury absences, despite the team's continued slide. While she racks up rebounds, her presence on the floor might be more harmful than helpful to the team's overall basketball quality. It's the kind of paradox that sends coaches reaching for antacids and general managers polishing their resumes.
Tyler Marsh has this point forward thing on lock. Tyler Marsh has this Angel Reese point forward thing on lock. There we go, pushing the pace. Yeah, Angel. It's okay. Don't be mad. All right, here we go. We got an entry pass. It looks like it's going to be to Elizabeth Williams, and good.
In today's social media-driven world, there's a case to be made that Angel Reese's missteps have actually boosted her visibility beyond what traditional success might have achieved. Her missed layups rack up millions of views, her questionable choices spark instant memes, and her on-court confusion fuels endless sports commentary. This creates a strange incentive where athletic ineptitude becomes a form of entertainment. Reese has morphed into the basketball equivalent of a reality TV star, famous for being famous regardless of actual talent or achievement. For a brand like Reebok, this presents a fascinating yet precarious gamble. Do you back someone who draws attention, even if it's mostly negative? The catch? Viral fame, born from failure, rarely lasts. Audiences eventually move on to the next viral sensation, leaving behind endorsement deals and signature products that no one really wants to be associated with. It's the fine line between being memorable and being worth remembering.
There's a dude on the internet who cracks me up. On TikTok, he's put together a load of Angel Reese clips, and it'll say Angel Reese part 36, and it goes, Angel Reese going up for another layup, she misses, bang! And I mean, dude, it's the funniest. And my whole thing is this, dude. She just seems as uncoordinated as a baby giraffe. Yeah, I mean,
As the planned 2026 launch of Angel Reese's signature shoe looms closer, the tension within Reebok's camp is unmistakable. The company has already invested heavily, rolling out preview images, launching marketing campaigns, and building anticipation around what they hope will be a culture-defining moment. Yet culture has its own course, and the one surrounding Angel Reese has become synonymous with basketball bewilderment. Whispers are circulating among industry insiders about potential shifts in the launch strategy. Some suggest Reebok may pivot toward a lifestyle sneaker instead of a performance basketball shoe, tacitly admitting that the link between Reese and basketball excellence has frayed beyond repair. Others speculate about an indefinite delay, hoping time might dull the sting of countless viral low-light reels. The most pessimistic see the possibility of Reebok quietly seeking an exit. Despite public commitments to the partnership, the harsh realities of tying your brand to persistent athletic underperformance eventually become impossible to ignore. Even the most patient investors begin to ask uncomfortable questions about return on investment. The Angel Reese saga stands as an unprecedented case in modern sports marketing, a signature athlete whose defining moment is missing shots that should be automatic. What began as a calculated gamble on potential has evolved into a masterclass on how endorsements can unravel when performance fails to live up to the hype.
She is so bad that when Caitlin Clark and her were supposed to face off against each other the other week, the ticket sales went down from $100 to like $5 because Caitlin Clark got injured. She had a quad injury, so she wasn't playing. So guess what? No one wanted to go watch. And if you don't know Caitlin Clark, she's pretty much the GOAT of the WNBA and is the reason why people are watching. No one watches you, Angel Reese. No one watches you. The only thing that I enjoy watching is all the clips on TikTok of you just countlessly just missing every shot.
As the Chicago Sky continue their descent into basketball irrelevance and Angel Reese provides endless unintentional comedy relief, the questions for Reebok grow more urgent by the day. How do you sell shoes tied to failure? How do you market performance when the performance is consistently poor? How do you build a brand around an athlete whose most reliable contribution is fueling blooper compilations? The clock is ticking toward the 2026 launch, and every missed layup, every viral moment of on-court confusion, and every loss in the Sky's ongoing disaster brings us closer to what could be the most awkward shoe launch in sports history. Unless Angel Reese manages a miraculous overnight turnaround, which, given her track record, seems about as likely as hitting her next wide-open layup, Reebok risks promoting a product no one wants to associate with success. In the end, the Angel Reese experiment may stand as a cautionary tale for athlete endorsements in the social media era. Sometimes the loudest buzz is for all the wrong reasons, and no amount of marketing wizardry can turn genuine athletic shortcomings into commercial triumph. The real question now isn't if Reebok will rethink their investment, it's whether they'll do so before or after this launch becomes the most expensive joke in basketball.